He only had one egg in his whole life, just to mask the bitterness of pesticide. In a poor little village, the man lost his family at a young age and became unpaid labor at his third brother's home. The woman, like him, was a burden to her family. She was often beaten, crippled, and sometimes incontinent. And yet, these two unwanted souls were forcibly pushed into a marriage. There was no laughter at the wedding, no candy to celebrate. On the wedding night, she wet the bed again, too scared to move, afraid of being scolded. The man said nothing, just turned away and pretended not to notice. That night, he opened his eyes to see her asleep beside the stove. This marriage had no sweet words, but from the beginning, it carried the deepest respect. Later, the village's richest man fell ill and needed a rare blood type. Only the man could save him. Though he and his wife were in poor health, he agreed, after being persuaded by the villagers. They were taken to give blood. Plastic bags were laid over the chairs, as if to remind them, "You are the filthy ones." They received nothing in return. Even the seeds for spring planting had to be borrowed. The woman lost control again. Villagers mocked her. The man said nothing, only took off his coat and gently draped it over her. When they first arrived in town, the man saw a coat he wanted to buy for his wife, so no one would laugh when she wet herself. He couldn't afford it, so he begged the shopkeeper to hold it until he could gather the money. The rich man's son happened to see this. He bought the coat and chased after the man in his car. The man refused at first, but thinking of his wife, he accepted and promised to pay him back one day. They were too poor. The landlord came to reclaim the house. They left with a donkey and a pile of broken furniture to build a home of their own. They hauled soil, mixed mud-shaped bricks. No cement, no tools, but they grew wheat, hatched chicks, and built their house brick by brick. There were no roses on that land, but the man planted 6 grains of wheat in her palm and made a wheat flower bloom. To him, that was the truest love confession. But fate wouldn't let them go. The rich family came again for blood. He agreed, just to repay an 80 yuan coat. Even such a life eventually ended. One day, she slipped into a canal while bringing him food. By the time he arrived, her body was cold. Villagers stood around. None offered help. He pulled her lifeless body from the water. Not a single tear fell. He turned their wedding photo black and white, replaced the red wedding symbol on the wall with her memorial. In her palm, he planted the wheat flower once again. He said, "As long as you have this flower, I'll find you, wherever you are." After harvesting the last pile of potatoes, he returned the 10 eggs they had borrowed, then let go of the donkey that had been with him all his life. Finally, he sat at the bedside, ate that one egg, and swallowed the bitterness of pesticide. In his hand was the straw donkey she had woven. He went to find her, not because life was too hard to bear, but because the one who made it bearable was gone.